Welcome to You're My Best Friend, a podcast about life, friendship, and tacos. My name is Ruben J.
And I'm Moxy Ann.
And it's time for another episode on this wonderful Monday morning.
One problem with that.
What is that problem?
I know that you're the executive producer and the director and the booking agent and the head chef and the janitor and the writer and the other producer, but it's not Monday.
Well, what day is it then?
It's Wednesday, my dude.
It's Wednesday. Does that mean that we're doing something? We're doing like a bonus video right now?
Bonus video.
Oh, that means that can only mean one thing, Moxy.
What?
Today is our anniversary.
Woo! It's our anniversary!
Today is our birthday.
Hold on. I tried to find birthday candles, but I couldn't.
$1 in the jar.
Happy birthday to us.
Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday, dear best friends. Don't go out. Crap.
All right. No, I get the sentiment, Moxy, and I am so excited. You're off camera now. I am so excited.
Happy birthday to us. Okay, blow out the candle. Ready?
It's not us, though.
Also, it's a match.
Well, and you missed it, too. I had you off camera, so we missed all of that.
Oh, whatever.
Hey, so real quickly, I just want to apologize for the mess behind me because originally we planned on doing this video in person, and then Moxy got the Rona. And
I do not have the Rona. That is not true.
You don't have the Rona?
I do not have the Rona, but I, as some of our listeners may have gathered by now, I do work with about 50 seniors on a daily basis. So, with the added guidelines and the additional regulations and safety recommendations, we kind of figured that it would be best to maybe not put a bunch of 80-year-olds at risk.
Plan on being in like a nicer area. And then we're like, nope, let's just stay home. And so I'm like, I'm going to throw up a black curtain to like make it look nice and fancy for our anniversary.
Oh!
And then my camera's like, do you want to be in high definition? I'm like, yeah, I want to be in high definition. And then it like expanded and showed all this like literally 30 seconds before Moxy jumped on the call. So
that is sad.
What we're doing today to celebrate our anniversary, our 1-year anniversary, which by the way, Moxy, congratulations on sticking with me in a professional mode, because we've been friends for a lot longer than a year, but professionally, we've been working together for a year. So congratulations on surviving that year. We have decided to do a what I like to call the A's to your Q's. Is that what I used to call it?
That's a working title, I suppose.
Okay. Well, we're doing a Q&A session for you guys. Again, you can text us questions at 442-222-1747. You can email us. What?
That was really good.
Oh yeah, no, I have it in front of me. Or you can email us at info@thebestfriendshow.com. Yep. Or of course, just follow us on social media. We're always soliciting questions and answers and stuff like that. So, yes. Moxy, are you ready?
I am so ready. Oh my gosh.
You gotta do it like I did. So, are you ready?
I am ready.
No, I didn't like that at all.
Okay, let me do it again.
last chance.
I am ready.
That was worse than the first time. So anyway, we actually have our first question from a text message. So
cool.
This is somebody goes the name Chaos Reaper. He says, what's both of your guys' vices and or obsessions in your life?
What a great question. Vices and obsession. Well, I could answer that for you, obviously.
Okay. Well, I don't think that's necessary because I can answer my own questions, but.
Can I answer for you and see if I can get it right?
Sure, go for it.
Okay, your vice is Diet Peach Snapple.
Oh, I'm not confirming or denying this.
And your obsession is Friends. Not the actual Friends, but Friends, the TV show.
Not my obsession. I would definitely dock you on that, but I would definitely say you are correct about the Diet Snapple. This is what's getting me through the coronavirus lockdown, and these come in like packs of 6. And these were the last ones at the store. So
Yikes.
I gave up my toilet paper for these.
Whew.
I would.
A bartering system now.
Yeah, I know. What I would say is you are correct on the vices, wrong on the obsession. I would say the obsession would be Alter Bridge / Miles Kennedy.
Ah, dang it.
Yeah. But what about you? What's your vice and or obsession?
My vice, hard on chocolate. Or sugar in any form, really, but especially chocolate. And obsession in my life, music. I gotta go with music.
I'm glad you didn't go with Bradadley.
Bradadley? Yeah,
Yeah,
that'd be weird at this point in our relationship.
That's what you called him in the podcast. So.
Oh, all right.
He also says, by the way, he's from Upland, California. He says, P.S. Listening to your podcast helps me sleep at night. So, Chaos Reaper, we are, honestly, it's stuff like that keeps me like, oh yeah, let's keep doing this, keep going.
Yeah, I'm somewhat honored, but also a little concerned that we put people to sleep. Yeah, you definitely have a soothing voice.
Me?
Yeah, you.
I don't know about that, but okay, thank you. I appreciate that.
Well, not when you're yelling.
True. From Instagram, J-Man Radio AZ.
Yes.
He says, can you believe it's been a year?
No, I can't. It feels like it's been a week. I also can't believe it's 2020. So,
well, we canceled 2020 already. So,
yeah.
I can believe it's been a year. Actually, it feels a lot longer sometimes working with you. And I mean that in the best way possible.
Thank you, I think.
Well, here's the thing, though. It's like, I can believe it's been a year because there's a lot of work that goes into this for me. But at the same time, it's like, it feels like just yesterday that I actually got you to agree to do this. So it's like one of those like catch-22 type things.
Honestly.
It's like, yeah, I can totally believe it. But at the same time, it's like, oh, it's been a year. My buddy Richard on Facebook wants to know, launching this on April Fool's, was that intentional?
Yes, it was. It was very planned, and not only for the reason you think, but also just in case we weren't able to get it actually done. We figured if we set a release date or like a date on social media of April 1st, then if we got it done, it would be like the joke that we actually got it done. And if we didn't get it done, then no harm, no foul.
Yeah, you know what? I wonder if I have, let me see if I have the first episode on my hard drive. It's easy to access because we actually, believe it or not, pulled a little prank on our first episode. So
we did.
Let's see if I. Oh, here it is. Okay, hold on. So Moxy, it's that time of something we've been talking about for a long time now, and I think it's time for us to come clean to the people who've been following us.
I think that that's very important. You know, we've amassed quite a social media following. We've amassed quite a fan base. And I think that being honest and truthful with the people that love you is important. So what do you want to tell them?
Well, you know what I want to tell them. You're just as much as a problem in this as I.
Yeah. Hey, I don't know that I would say that.
I 100% agree with what I'm saying right now.
Well, of course you do. You're saying it.
Of course. And what I say is correct. So, Moxy, I think it's time for us to come 100% clean with these people.
Yes, I agree.
Should we say it on 3?
Let's say it.
All right. 1, 2, 3. April Fools!
There it is.
You're listening to your. So I wanted to make that pause even longer. Moxy said no.
Yeah, I thought it was weird.
So initially, the idea was that we would say April 1st because initially Moxy, I believe, was kind of on the fence about doing it. Correct me if I'm wrong on that, but I feel like you were on the fence. We weren't sure if we were going to be able to find the time, and we thought to ourselves, let's be honest, I thought to myself, hey, let's say April 1st, worst case scenario, people will be like, hey, what happened? Oh, April Fools, we were joking, there's not really a podcast. And best case scenario, we launch a podcast. And unfortunately, we got stuck with the podcast.
Yeah, sometimes it just happens that way. Well, at the time when we started, I was working 3 on-campus jobs. I was working as an event coordinator, and I was in the last semester of my senior year planning a recital, trying to figure out what to do after graduation. There was a lot going on. And like, even the day that you asked me, I was on my way to go tour a venue and make sure that we could have a cabaret show there. Like, there was so much going on. I can't even believe we pulled it off.
Did you say that you were in the middle of a breakup too?
It was after, but yes.
Yeah, well, I mean, honestly, one of the reasons why I even pitched the podcast was because I knew it'd be one thing to take your mind away from, the breakup that you were in the middle of. So that's,
Yeah.
And
it really was. And I don't think I've thanked you enough for that. So thank you.
No, you have not. Destiny, one of our favorites, or one of our favorite fans, says, how has this experience been for the two of you so far with this podcast?
It's been really cool getting to work with Ruben, getting to see not only the way he works, like, because we had worked together a lot in the past, but solely as interviewer and interviewee, and I had never been like on the same playing field as him, I guess.
Granted, you're still not, but
thank you for pointing that out. That's so kind of you. No, but like, I had never worked with him. I had just been a subject of sorts. So it's been really cool.
A subject of sorts. What am I, like a mad scientist?
Something like that.
Honestly, this experience for me personally has been probably one of probably the most fun things I've ever done. But also at the same time, something that's very frustrating and creatively challenging. Because usually I'm the busiest person that I ever have to deal with. And Moxy has, especially in the last, couple of months, become more and more busy as time's gone, as time gone on. It's just been difficult. Sometimes it's just difficult to get her, to answer stuff and just get back to me on a time that like, for me, it's like, usually it's just me and I'm like, make decisions and I'm good to go, so but it's also taught me to be patient and allow myself or allow other people that I work with to be part of the process. She also
still struggling with it, but
I struggle with it every day. She also wants to know how quarantine is going.
Honestly, I'm kind of loving quarantine, but that's just because I'm introverted. How are you feeling, Ruben?
Let's just say that I need to be medicated. And I got my medication right here. I got my that's gonna get me through this time.
Very nice.
It's been there's days that are rough and other days that are good, but I'm surviving one day at a time. Do you have plans for more podcasts?
Like in general, or more series of podcasts, or?
Not sure. I'm my assumption is that this is like spin-offs, maybe. I don't know.
I don't know. I think that could be fun, with all the spare time that I have in my life.
You're the only person I know who's like, it's the middle of like quarantine and shutdowns, and you're the only person who gets busier during the shutdowns.
Literally, everyone is like sitting at home on their couch. I have not sat on a couch in over 24 hours.
Which is funny because, when we recorded this week's episode with Michael Gavrigaskazoo, you said, oh my God, it's been great. I've been home like every night and actually been at my apartment more in the last couple of weeks than I have since, and it's like things have changed in those few days since then too, which is kind of
cool. Well, I mean, I'm still working. Like, my job is deemed as an essential service, so I'm still working and still working on other ways to stay busy. And I think I've accepted this about myself. I'm never going to not be busy. Like, I see that we have some seniors in our living facility who are like very not busy, and they participate in a lot of activities and such. And then we have some seniors who are in their 80s. We have one in particular who's a singer, and she's still out doing gigs.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, she's always busy. She's always moving around, always getting stuff done. I rarely see her. And I've kind of just accepted that that's going to be my fate. Like, I used to look forward to the time in my life when I get to retire and do nothing. And I've realized that's just not going to happen.
Well, especially being from the family that you're from, like you're obviously your parents, are extremely hard workers. I mean, to the point where like workaholics, and your grandparents are like, your grandma's still working for the heck of it, really,
Yeah.
and your grandpa just loves to like plan trips and do all this crazy stuff, and he's never slowed
Honestly.
down. So it's like you come from a bloodline of like hardworking people who never stop. So even when you're in your 80s, you'll probably be like editing some like my writing.
Yeah.
Zombie Kate, also known as BB, she was on our show in
Yes.
season 1. She said, "What major goals have you accomplished since starting?"
I think one of the goals that I am most proud of personally is getting, at least for this season, is getting every episode recorded and every
people that.
Okay, fine, whatever. Getting everything done, not the night before.
That's what you think.
Okay, but like we get the content done, and I'm really proud of the website. I know that you designed that personally. You did a fantastic job.
Thank you.
We have the best website. Go check it out, www.bestfriendshow.com.
Thebestfriendshow.com.
Thebestfriendshow.com. It is a killer website, and I just, yeah, it's really cool that we have such a cool website. Yeah, how about you?
Okay, so honest to the big lord upstairs, finishing season 1 for me was a huge accomplishment, and the fact that we're on season 3, getting close to wrapping that up, only a couple more weeks left in this current season, it just is a mind blower for me.
Yeah, how are we on season 3? What the heck?
I know, like when we were in season 2, I was thinking to myself, dang, we're in season 2, and now I'm like, holy crap, we're almost in season 4. Although cool. Moxy and I are discussing some things about season 4, so stay tuned for an announcement soon.
We are?
Yeah. We talked about it briefly, but you kind of shot it down at first, and I'm still trying to convince you to go with what I'm saying.
I'm trying to remember what we talked about.
Extending.
Okay, whatever.
Yeah, we'll talk about it off the air.
All right.
There'll be a decision. You and I will have a conference call later this week, and we'll talk about it. But there'll be a decision probably this Friday about season 3/season 4.
Yeah.
This is another random question from the internet. It says, okay, real question. Do you really love tacos?
From the bottom of my heart, yes.
I think we should do this at once. So 3, 2, 1. Yes. Wow, that was terrible. Yes, our love for tacos is genuine. My love for tacos is genuine, and I'm just happy that Moxy, over the last couple of years, has trusted me on the journey of discovering tacos.
It is a journey of discovery.
It's a great one. What's your favorite taco again?
Chicken taco.
So basic.
Shut up.
All right, another one from Chaos Reaper. This one from Instagram. One thing about Chaos Reaper real quick that I want to bring out or mention real quick is he tuned in, I believe, if this is the person I'm thinking of, and I think it is, he tuned in to our Daniel Durston episode and then became like a super fan overnight.
Yeah.
So Chaos Reaper, love you. Thank you so much for the support.
Honestly.
He wants to, and by the way, just share the episodes. Like, that's the best way to help us. I know you've asked a couple times. He wants to know, will we always be a duo, or will there be other members added on in the future?
I saw this question come in, and I've thought a lot about it. I've decided that philosophically, no, because Ruben does not believe that you can have more than one best friend. And so I don't think that Ruben would, morally and religiously speaking, I don't think that Ruben would approve of having more than one co-host.
I would agree with that sentiment.
Also, I don't think he could put up with more than one person.
Depends on who that person is. So
Kennedy.
I would dump you for him any day, and you know that. You know that.
Yeah.
Like, if he called right now, was like, "Hey, Ruben, I want to be your co-host on You're My Best Friend," I'd be like, "Bye, Mox. Bye.
Bye."
So I've thought about this. I've been thinking about this all day because, it's a question, and as far as like official hosts of the show, no, there will never be another person as an official host of the show. As far as like, will there be 3 people? We have discussed the possibility of, if the day comes that Moxy decides to leave the podcast, what would happen there? And there might be, a situation where someone else sits in Moxy's seat. But I don't think she's leaving the podcast anytime soon.
Nope.
And I have not began to look for her replacement, even though I fire her almost every other day.
I was worried.
Well, we do have a performance review coming up in a couple days, so we'll see.
Oh, cool.
Let's take another random one from the internet. This is from an email. Says, Ruben and Bradley seem to have a lot of chemistry. What's really going on?
Cannot confirm or deny.
Confirm or deny what?
Anything.
Gotcha. All right, cool. Works for me.
But he's mine.
That's what you think.
It's what I know.
It's what you don't know. Is what you don't know.
He tells me everything. It's okay.
Yeah, that's weird. All right. Richard from Facebook also wants to know, what are your goals and aspirations for the next 5 to 10 years, either individually or as a team?
This is a weird time. I don't know.
It's one of those things where 2020 has really thrown a curveball.
Seriously.
To a lot of people. And even before the coronavirus thing, I was really rethinking, career choices and jobs and all that fun stuff. So who knows? As far as the podcast goes, if we still have a podcast in 5 years, I'll consider that a win.
Yeah, I think that would be a huge win. I think that would be wonderful.
Now, if we have a podcast with no listeners, that'd be a loss. But if we're still growing.
Yeah, the caveat to that is we're going to have to continue to move on up.
Yeah, we have been. We've actually, side note, some internal housekeeping. Thank you guys. We've actually had some really great weeks the last couple of weeks, incredible numbers. So thank you guys for supporting us. Another one from Sebastian. What's with the fascination with Snapple, tacos, and best friends?
Those are just philosophies for Ruben's life. And as a best friend, I felt it was my duty to adopt those as well. So that's it.
We're not a married couple. A
lot of people thought we were for a while. So
a lot of people still do.
Yeah.
I still get messages and comments of like, are you sure you guys never dated? And I'm like, I'm sure.
Well, and now people think that you and Bradley are dating, so.
Which I'm okay with.
I know you are.
Did I tell the story on the podcast of how your Aunt Tiffany came to your one of your last gigs, and Bradley was there, and I introduced him.
How did you introduce him?
I introduced him as my boyfriend.
You did not.
Yeah, and she goes, oh my God, I did not know you were gay.
Oh. She believed you.
Believe me for a second. It was hilarious. And Bradley went with it, which was the
of course he did, because he's a sweetheart.
Let's see. We got a couple more here. All Shapes Music, also known as Ayo Matt.
He may have the corona, so pray for him.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Corona.
Yeah.
Maybe he'll listen to our podcast again.
Plans for big things in year 2. I know we've been discussing definitely some changes to our format. I really love the format that we have. Just like updating and changing and continuing to grow, maybe doing some shows, maybe doing some cool online things. We've had some talks.
Year 2, it's gonna be a roller coaster. I mean, it's 2020 again. 2020 has thrown a wrench in the works of what we've had planned. I mean, we were planning to do a live show in the next couple of weeks with with bands and stuff, and we were told by Gaviner that we're not allowed to do that. So
yeah.
Let's see. Let's go to another one here. What was your favorite moment from the podcast, be it an actual episode or episode guest or a podcast related meeting or event?
I really liked the fly swatter moment.
That actually was hilarious.
Yeah.
And we should probably bring that back to the intro because it was such an iconic moment.
I would love to do that. Can we do it with like an AM radio type old timey sound?
Maybe. I'll have to figure that out.
Okay.
Your roommate Melody sent us some great questions. She said, how has your vision for You're My Best Friend changed over the years since day one?
I didn't really have a vision going into this. Kind of just went with what you were saying. And so, now I actually am starting to have some ideas of my own, which is really cool.
Oh, no, that's dangerous.
Woman having ideas? What?
No, not a woman having ideas. Moxy having ideas. I've been there when she has ideas. Usually it ends with somebody being hurt.
Usually me.
Hurt. Oh,
that's
not good.
Whoa.
So to be, again, to kind of peel the curtain back, the lame one that's back here, this was kind of my vision to begin with, and kind of started out as, again, a mechanism to help Moxy move forward in the season that she was in. But here's kind of the funny thing is, like, season to season, things have changed. So season one was challenging just because of the place Moxy was in, emotionally and spiritually, really. And then season two, things changed because I got that new job at K-Wave, and like my life was turned upside down in a good way, and I was super busy, and like we were trying to figure out if this was even something that we could even, like, I think at one point we talked about like maybe we need to take a mid-season break and figure out what we're going to do and how we can do this. And then season three, I got fired. And so it's like every season things change. So at this point, the vision has changed from season to season, but I think the underlining goal of life, friendship, and tacos has stayed the same. And I really feel like you've introduced me to some great people, and hopefully vice versa as well.
Definitely.
And so the goal of, doing life, having, friendships, and having tacos is staying the same. And now that's evolved into like doing life together, which is like an unofficial slogan of the show.
Yeah.
So I just feel like the further and further we evolve and, go forward with the show, the more and more it becomes about more than just entertaining, more than just interviewing influential people, more than just getting good stories out there, but it becomes a lot more about uplifting people, listeners, and our guests.
Just in that vein, I am really excited for the season finale of the season, number 3, because I think it just hits on all those little topics, and it's one of the best episodes we've done yet.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's coming up in a couple short weeks away.
Yes.
And I'm super excited just for everything that we've done this season. Question number 2 from Melody. Also, she asked, what kind of growth have you seen in each other? And this, I think it's gonna be interesting hearing yours to me, but let me start with mine. Okay. I joked on Facebook, I said she's actually gotten shorter, which was my answer on Facebook. But in reality, I've seen you kind of, because you're a natural introvert, and I've, when this first started, it was like pulling teeth to get you to talk. And now it's still pulling teeth, but it seems that you tend to like pick up on the social cue a little bit more of when it's okay for you to, like, when you feel comfortable to talk. So that's actually been, like, for me, like the biggest thing, seeing you kind of become more comfortable with interviewing and asking questions and interjecting in conversation.
Thank you. That means a lot. I think for you, I've always seen you as you're a really good team leader. Like, you are, if there's ever somebody I want to put in charge of a project, you're my guy. You get things done. You get things done on time. You get things done well. At the very least, you get things done. But but I think working with you on this, I have seen you let loose the reins a little bit. And you've been willing to help me grow, been willing to help me walk through things that I didn't quite understand yet. You've been really patient and understanding. And yeah.
Sorry, the video swap. We're having a little technical difficulties with the software.
That's okay.
It works. Well, thank you for that.
Yeah.
Honestly, this has been an incredible year. And I'm looking forward to seeing you grow into more of a host and more of a interviewer. And I think the format helps a lot too.
Yeah.
With both of us. I mean, it's easy to work with somebody who you've known for years, and things that they're comfortable with, but it's difficult sometimes to get somebody out of their comfort zone, and get them to like ask strangers questions. And I think the format that we've developed here has worked really well over the year, over the months, I should say, over the last couple episodes. It's really the last like handful of episodes. I think you've really kind of turned into a comfortable person on the show.
Thank you. I take a lot of pride in being a comfortable person.
I thought you were just going to stop at I. Which is the song of my people. It's true. I. I'm going to cut that part out. How do you decide who you bring on the show?
Usually I bring someone up, and then if Ruben vetoes it, and then he says, "No, I got this person instead," and that's how we do it.
and then she brings him back up again a couple weeks later. I'm like, yeah, sure, why not?
Yeah, there's somebody I've been wanting to have literally every season, and every season I'm like, hey, can we have this guy? And you're like, no. So season 4, I'm gonna be throwing a couple people at you.
Well, and here's the funny thing. Season 3, Moxy decided to get like super organized, and like I think she was bored one night and just kind of put together like a mini business plan. And she like was like, hey, so who are like the 4 or 5 people that you're thinking about bringing on the podcast? And I'm like, why do you want to know? Like we're not even there yet, And this was like weeks before even before we started planning the launch. And she's like, oh no, I'm just curious, And I'm like, all right, well, here's a couple people I'm thinking of. And then like a week later, she sends me a link to Google Doc with like 15 people on the list. Granted, I vetoed almost half of them.
Yeah, most of them.
Actually, I think all of them, except for like 3 or 4. And that's just kind of how it works on that end. And for me, it's more like, hey, we're interviewing this person. And it's like, okay.
Yeah, because some of us don't care that much.
Well, some of us, it's their job to care.
Mm-hmm. You just keep telling yourself that.
I mean, it literally is. It's my but no, in reality, how we decide who comes on the show, basically, if you are somebody who either has a story that we're compelled by, or we think that you're interesting, or your project that you're working on is interesting to us, we'll either reach out to you or we'll accept your solicitation. We've had a couple people reach out to us, and one person I straight up said no to. Like here's the thing: if you're going to email us and ask us to be on our show, first of all, get the name of our show right. Like we had somebody straight up be like, "Hey, we'd love to come on your podcast about equations."
Yeah.
And I'm like, it's the wrong show, or at least know our names.
Yeah, somebody got that wrong in a form email, I think.
Yeah, no, straight up. They're like, hey, Thomas and Jen. I'm like, who?
I know.
It was pretty funny. And I straight up told them no. But if if you're an artist and you have an interesting story, or you have a project coming up that you want to promote and that you think that we'd be interested in, send us an email. info@thebestfriendshow.com.
Yeah.
Last couple questions here. And we've been doing this for a while. We're going to probably cut this way down. Maybe not. Who knows? What is one thing that grinds your gears about the other?
That you don't let me make decisions.
We're going to have this conversation again. I thought we settled this last season.
Every season.
The fight. Round 2. Ding, ding. Well, do you want to talk about that again?
Not right now.
Totally should, since you have the floor.
Well, okay, but I also have to finish making a cake.
I let you make decisions, and when I do let you make decisions, your answer is always, "I don't really care." So that has not changed since our last fight. Is that your answer, though? Is that your
Yes.
final answer? There has to be a better one than that.
Nothing bothers me. Yeah, that's all I got. How about you?
I got all night.
I don't. And I'm going to hang up on you if we don't finish this in the next 5 minutes.
You would have been on time.
I was on time.
You were 25 minutes late.
Oh my gosh.
Anyway, one thing that grinds my gear about Moxy.
Just one gear.
just the one. Do you know what it is? Do you know what I'm going to say?
No.
Oh, interesting. All right. The one thing that truly grinds my gears about Moxy would have to probably be the when I send her a message, whether it's important or not, and she reads it.
Oh,
and
yeah.
She doesn't reply.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And then I send her a follow-up message like 4 hours later, like, "Hey, did you see this? Because it says you did." And then she reads it.
I'm
and
just
then
really
doesn't reply.
It's a universal thing. I'm just really bad at responding.
And then I send her another message, which you would think by now she would know that this is important to me. And she reads it, replies by saying sorry, and then doesn't address what I asked her.
I'm sorry.
That's what grinds my gear. My one gear. It's usually the reverse gear about Moxy. What's one thing that you love about the other?
I love how hardworking Ruben is. He is just a go-getter. He puts time and effort and quality into every project he does.
Except at K-Wave.
Except that.
Well, that's all the time we have for you today.
Hey!
What I love about Moxy.
Did you freeze?
I'm thinking. No, what I love about Moxy is honest to God is that she's my friend. You know, like outside of the fact that we have a show together, you know, if you looked at us on paper, like we're not supposed to be friends.
No.
Like there's nothing there that like, oh yeah, these two, like it makes sense that they're friends, you know? We're 5 years apart, you know, like it's one of those things that's like crazy and different ends of Orange County and, you know, different spectrums of the entertainment business. But you know, she's proven to be a good friend and somebody that you definitely want to have on your side if you can have her. So that's what I love about her. So,
Thank you.
Oh wow. Oh, did I make you cry?
No.
Damn it. All right. Well, that was our last question. All right. So that's all the questions that we have that came in today. But Moxy, do you have any questions for me?
I don't think so.
Great. I'm so happy that we didn't plan this out then.
Me too.
Thank you everybody for tuning into this little video that we decided to do that ended up being a lot longer than I expected it to be. But hey, you know what? More lockdown entertainment for you, hopefully.
Yeah.
It's been 1 year to the day and time. Un año.
Un año.
Año numero uno. I don't know why my Spanish turned into Italian sounding.
I'm not sure either.
Moxy, do you have anything you want to say to our loyal listener?
I have a glass, and I have another glass. Cheers.
So weird. So weird.
Oh, and one more. This candle says, "Happy birth, yay! It's our birthday!"
I prefer podiversary. Anyway, thank you guys so much for tuning into this video. Thank you so much for tuning into our podcast.
Yes.
There is no podcast without our listening peoples. So we appreciate that. We appreciate all the questions. With that being said, my name is Ruben J.
And I'm Moxy Ann.
And we
are out of time.
Wow, we really need to start planning these better.
Yeah, we do. We really do.
Ugh. And we are out of time.
Yes.
All right, how do I hang up on this thing?
Bye. See you later.
No.